Hello my dear students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the last lecture, we have studied about the chemical properties of metal and the definition of amphoteric oxides and some examples of the amphoteric oxides. In this lecture, we will study about how metal reacts with water. So usually metals react with water to produce metal oxide along with hydrogen gas, and that metal oxide again reacts with the water to produce metal hydroxide along with the evolution of hydrogen gas. So this diagram represents the action of steam on metal. Steam means nothing but it is the form of water. So when the glass wool soaked in water is heated, it is going to produce evaporated water, that water vapors it is going to produce, and that water molecules will react with metal sample kept inside the test tube. So the product formed are metal hydroxide. Along with that, hydrogen gas is released, and that hydrogen gas is passed through the delivery tube, and the bubbles inside the inverted test tube indicates that hydrogen gas is produced. So let's discuss the same, that metal reaction with water by taking some of the chemical reaction. In case of potassium, the potassium reacts with water to produce potassium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is liberated. When sodium reacts with water, usually this sodium is very reactive molecule. When it comes in contact with water, it immediately catches the fire. So sodium reacts with water to produce sodium hydroxide, and along with that hydrogen gas is released. When aluminum reacted with water, it will produce aluminum oxide. Along with that hydrogen gas is liberated. In the same way, when iron, that ferrous, is reacted with water, it will produce the iron oxide and hydrogen gas. And our next concept is what happens when metal react with acid. So usually when metals react with dilute acid, it will produce the respective salts depending upon the which metal is involved in the chemical reaction and which acid is taken in the chemical reaction. Depending upon that, the salt production is taking place. So along with that salt, hydrogen is also liberated. By taking some of the chemical reaction, we will study about how this iron, how the metals react with acid to produce salt and hydrogen gas. So the first example is iron. Iron reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce iron chloride, that is FeCl2, along with hydrogen gas. When magnesium reacts with hydrochloric acid, it will produce magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas is liberated. In common, whenever a metal reacts with acid, the hydrogen gas must be produced in that along with the formation of salt. And then zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is released as well. And the aluminum reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce aluminum chloride along with the evolution of hydrogen gas. This is about how the metals react with acid to produce salt and hydrogen. These are the chemical reactions, we have to remember these. And the next one is reaction of metal with solution of other metal salts. For this example, let's take a general chemical formula, that is metal A reacts with salt solution of B. It is going to produce salt solution of A plus metal B. Means for this chemical reaction we can also name it as displacement reaction. Here displacement of the metal is taking place from that salt solution. So more reactive metal can be displaced less reactive metals from their compound in solution form. Here by taking one chemical reaction, we can study that one by taking iron. that iron when reacts with copper sulfate, it is going to produce iron sulfate, and the copper is displaced from its salt solution. In this reaction, the iron is more reactive element compared to that of the copper. So displacement reaction, it is a reaction in which more reactive element displaces less reactive element. This reaction is an example for displacement reaction. Here iron will displace the copper depending upon the reactivity. Thank you.